Good morning, everybody, again. Welcome to episode 6, I want to say, of my new show, Silver Surge, hosted by yours truly, Silver Surge right here. Today's episode, I'm going to move on to a little bit more of a unique episode that doesn't involve anything Arizona sports related, actually. It's something a little bit different. It's something unique. It has a fun story behind it, a laughable story, as a matter of fact, and a family story. Um, so without further ado, let me jump right into it. I went on a summer road trip with my parents last summer in 2017. We went to see a bunch of family. We first went to go see my brother in Kansas and his wife and kids. We wanted to make it kind of a double road trip feature. So we took a road trip through Arizona up into Kansas, and then after we spent a week there, we were going to go to Ohio. And that's where most of my family resides, is in Tiffin, Ohio, and Columbus, Ohio, and Bloomington, Ohio. So it's the greater northern Ohio area, if you want to go specifics. So anyway, so when we got to Ohio, I was talking to my cousin Logan, who's also a huge sports enthusiast, and we were talking about wanting to go to a Cleveland Indians baseball game because I have never been to a Major League Baseball game outside of Arizona. I've only been to Diamondbacks games. I've always wanted to visit another ballpark. I've always wanted to have an experience amongst other fans in a different ballpark that doesn't include the Diamondbacks. And that's on my bucket list too. I want to visit other ballparks, other arenas, other stadiums for NFL games, etc., etc. So someday I'm gonna do that, and I was hoping to make that last summer, check that box, and unfortunately, due to circumstances, we were not able to do that. But we were still able to go to a ball game. Logan and I were able to go down to Columbus and see the, I believe I think it's the Indians minor league team, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's the Columbus Clippers. They reside in Columbus, where my cousin Logan currently lives. He works in downtown Columbus. But shout out to my Aunt Leslie, because if not for her buying those tickets for us, we wouldn't have been able to go, because she, out of the kindness of her heart, purchased those for both me and Logan to attend that game while we were visiting in Ohio that summer. So we were really excited about that game. Due to certain circumstances, it definitely it went much different than I thought it would. And I'll tell you why here in just a sec. Um, what happened was we went down to Columbus and everything was fine. We were all excited about the game, and we got to the ballpark, and it's a pretty nice ballpark for a minor league team. And first thing I wanted to get a souvenir, because every time I go to a sports game, I have to get some kind of souvenir, whether it's a cup, it's a hat, it's a ball, whatever. I have to get something to remember my time there, not just like a program. So we went to the gift shop, and we found a Clippers baseball, because their colors are like, I guess, navy and dark blue and white or something, I guess. And as you can see here, official minor league baseball. So this was my Columbus Clippers baseball that I own. And then just because it was decently priced, I think it was only like $15. I bought a hat. I bought a Columbus Clippers hat, and it's got their logo, the C for the Clippers, and then the Clippers ship. As you can see, I think it's like a fish. That's what a clipper is. It's a fishing ship. So I got this hat and I got this baseball, and I was really excited. I was like, oh yeah, I'm representing. I got the hat, the ball, and I bought some food. I got some chicken tenders and a drink, and Logan and I split those, and we had really good seats. They were like 5 or 6 rows behind the dugout for the visiting side. Their opponent they were playing was the Indianapolis Indians, and I guess their record was pretty good, so they were expected to be a tough team. But we're like, well, the Clippers had just won the minor league World Series like a year or two ago, and they were still having a pretty decent season. I think they were on like a 2 or 3 game win streak at the time. So me and Logan were really excited for that game, and I think we were expecting a really competitive game, and we were hoping the Clippers could win. Literally, like the first 2 or 3 innings, it was like 7-0 Indians, and we were like, "Oh my God, this is not the way we were hoping this game was going to start." That was a little depressing because Indians just put up a crap ton of offense. So we're like, "All right, now we have to dig ourselves out of this humongous hole." And then the Clippers got on the board with, I think, like they smacked a solo home run. So I was like, yeah, now it's 7-1. We got a chance. It's only like the fourth or fifth inning, so we just have to try to rally here. And I think they got a couple guys on base, but they could never get anybody in. So by like the 6th inning, then this giant storm came in, rumbling through downtown Columbus, and we had to put the game on hold because it got rained out. And it was only for like 30 minutes, so we still got to finish the game. But it was really depressing because they were already getting pounded by the Indians, and they couldn't muster any offense. And Logan and I were like, "Oh my god, like this does not have a good vibe." And after the rain had come, a lot of the fans were actually leaving. So I made like a little clip video where I called out the Clippers fans, and I called them bandwagon fans. And Logan was like, "Easy, easy, don't go off the handle here. Like, you got tons of Clippers fans still in the ballpark. You don't want to start bashing Clippers fans." So, as a joke though, but it was just really funny because a lot of them took off, and I was like, "Well, I'm still here, and I'm not even an actual Clippers fan." And so after the rain subsided, they took the tarp off the ground, and they fixed up the bases and the dirt, and then we got to resume the game. Literally, like to start the inning as the game resumed, then the Indians got like 3 more runs, and it was 10-1, and I was like, all right, this game's done. I really don't know how much more we can take because it was like the 7th inning. I was like, we're not gonna win this game. And Logan's like, yeah. He goes, maybe we can get going after like maybe the next inning, like half inning or something like that, the 8th or something. So we're like, okay, whatever. So we're up to bat in the bottom of the 7th. Nothing happens. They didn't score anything. 8th, and they jack up another like home run or two, and then it was like 13-1. And I'm like, oh my god, it's 13-1. This is like the most brutal game I've ever experienced before. So I was like, Logan, we're leaving. Like, we need to get out of here. Like, I don't want to deal with this. Just rubbing. They're just getting their ass kicked at this point. So. And we laughed and we're like, yeah, you're probably right. So we wanted to get ahead of traffic. So we ended up leaving in the bottom of the 8th inning, and we thought it couldn't possibly get any worse. So we left, and it was still kind of sprinkling a little bit, so it was cold and dreary. And we ended up going to a local bar near Logan's apartment just to kind of drink our sorrows away because the game was horrible. So we were sitting at the bar and we're drinking, and we were just talking to this bartender. She was a local of the area, obviously. And then I looked at my phone, and the final score had been recorded, and the final score was 21-1. So they had jacked up literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more runs in one freaking inning while when we left the game. So it was 21-1. The Indians destroyed the Clippers. That's an understatement. They just annihilated them. They sunk that ship, and then they went down there and they pissed on the sunken wreckage of that ship, if that's even possible. But you get my point. It was an ass beating. It was pathetic. So we kind of laughed about it, but not one of my more fond memories as far as the actual game itself. But I did enjoy it just from the fact that it was a unique experience in a different ballpark. And like I said, I do enjoy the hat and the ball that I got from the ballpark. And as a matter of fact, I do want to touch real quick before I end this video. It's not as huge, but I got a Toledo Mud Hens ball too, because Toledo's I think about an hour north of Tiffin. And when I was like 10, we went to a Toledo Mud Hens game too, and I was against the Wilkes Scranton Yankees or something. They've been rebranded now, but yeah, that was that game. So I have this ball from that. That one wasn't as significant of a memory, I guess, because I mean it was my first minor league game, so that was fun. But I think they lost that game too, but it was like 2-1 or something like that. So it was a lower scoring game. But this one, with the rain and the clobbering by the other team, that was a definite experience to say the least. So anyway, that concludes today's portion. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me talk about minor league baseball and what a joke that game was. If you like this video, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe button below. I would really appreciate it. It would go a long way for helping me. Other than that, you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Later. Peace.